back, everyone, to yet another winner's bracket match. This time, it is Reason Gaming and ARMIA battling it out. The winner's bracket, starting off on Quarantine, of all things. And now second map will be Tujane, Decider, Dawnville. So we are looking at two slow and one faster type of map. We are seeing Pavadox and Gobox's POVs. Look at them in a very cheeky angle. Spirit taking out Lackey. And the defense now only has 4 players. Spirit hearing a second victim, but cannot get to him in the building just yet. Let's see if the grenade does something. Shepard coming in to clean house. The bomb almost getting to him. Meanwhile, we have the bomb being planted, but Gobox goes down. The shotgun is out from the Hungarian team. And there we go. The Polish crew lost one member.
Explosives planted!
4 versus 3. The second the bomb goes down, now Camo is out as well. Pavadox finds his first frag in this match. Shepard spotting Lazy, getting another kill, which means Mover is left in a 1 versus 4. MP44.
Allies win.
Shepard takes him down, and the first round goes to Reason Gaming. Pavadox already coming up. Crazy lineup. You see 2 players getting hit, but nobody's dying just yet. After these first few nades. Everyone's just taking positions, going very slow. As this map kind of requires it. If you want to be as efficient as possible. Especially against a setup as ARMIA's. Look at that, Kemo getting the first kill. Pavadox is out. And now Skills trying to get revenge. His fallen teammate doesn't get the kill. And Gobox already inside. Upstairs on Arch. In a cafe, he spots a player but couldn't get the frag. Jumps down instead and tries to help his teammate out on the bomb site. Spirit planting the bomb. And now we have Shepard getting killed. Spirit is taken out before the bomb goes down. And now we have 45 seconds left. We have 2 Reason Gaming players going out of commission. And now we have Skills and Shepard trying to remedy the situation. Skills looking for the enemy. Hasn't found anyone just yet. There you go. 1 player is there, but he misses the shot. That is a very, very unfortunate situation for him. And they have 15 seconds left. There's not a lot they can do anymore. Especially Skills from this position. Unfortunately, the time will have to expire. Meaning we are looking at the first ARMIA round. 1-1 is our score.
Axis win.
Let's see how the Hungarians fare this time. On the attacking, more difficult side of this map. Let's see that they have quite a good plan so far. With a very decisive first round. However, Pavadox is already seeing his first opponent. Who retreats behind their friends, and Camo with an anti-nade takes Pavadox out. There's one last rifle, however, that means Gobox can pick it up for the shotgun. Let's see if Camo will spot him. And it looks like the timing won't be right unless he comes forward. But that is a double-edged sword. Looks like Camo is waiting for a jump. but nobody is there this time. Well, we have Spirit here, who is very close to the bomb site. Takes down Kemo, but Mavor is there to pick up the pace, and Shepard falls. And then we have Skills as well, dying, leaving Gobox alone in a 1v4. Looking at Cafe upstairs at 45 seconds on the clock. He doesn't fight anybody just yet. Now we have 2 players coming. He's damaged, gets a headshot onto Mavor. 3 players left. Gets a second shot. Looks like the Cafe players are in trouble. Gobox is really on point. And now we have Lazy, the other shotgun, coming close. And he takes down Gobox. There goes the second round to ARMIA. That was a very good chance. However, Lazy was there.
Explosives diffused. Axis win.
In that situation, let's see these 2 kills again, especially this one. What a round. Unfortunately, still wasn't enough to get the second one for the Hungarians. Instead, the Polish took it. And here we go again. Shepard. And then Midgarden. Looking at a pixel angle, and then he's held by Lazy on the other side. However, we got some more action on B side. We have 2 kills by Gobox and Pavadux, who were taken out just as quick. Now we have a 3 versus 3 skills in the smoke. Navigating around, however, running right into Camo's crosshairs. 2 versus 3 situation at 1:15. Shepard cleaning the lower section of Cafe. Hasn't found anyone, but it looks like there's a head. Camo is now down. 2 versus 2. And now Spirit cleaning downstairs A. Hasn't found anyone. But he definitely should look at the upstairs section. And now, there we go. There's a shot from Fail. However, it didn't hit his opponent, and does it the second time. And now we only have Shepard left. 2 versus 1. He takes down Fail. However, Lackey trades his friend. And now we have 3-1 ARMIA in the lead. Shepard glancing once again to middle. He's currently fighting against Lazy, the shotgunner. He's better than M1 Duran. However, Spirit was waiting for him at the other end of the cellar. And now Pavlovs have taken out on B once again. Let's see how Spirit fares in the cellar section. He could possibly find Kema upstairs on Arch. So the players are completely avoiding each other, but Shepard hears the noise. He tries to take him out, however, Kema barely avoids death as he is going back towards B as he heard the planting noise. Spirit successfully plants bomb, gets jumped by Gobox. We have 2 players left. ARMIA is now in a bad position. If we are looking at this round, as Fail and Lackey are both very far away. Shepard taking down Fail, and now only Lackey is left. Who is about to run into Spirit's crosshairs if he's cautious enough. And there you go. Spirit gets the second round for Reason Gaming. Seeing the first grenade thrown out by Lazy. Nothing hits. Everyone is taking up their usual positions. Nothing is happening so far. The usual waiting and baiting. Brings first type of situation, which is now custom and has been for years on this map. And now we're seeing Gobox working. However, Lazy takes down his teammate before he can get the kill, and now Scales is also down. Gobox baiting a shot from the B supporters. And there you have it, fail taken down by Shepard on the jump. Which means Shepard is now in a very good position to help his teammates out. No matter what place we're talking about. There's a failed bomb. There's a failed grenade onto Gobox, who is now trying to get out of the B bomb site, however gets taken out by Movor. And now in a 2 versus 2 situation where neither American is close enough to the bomb. However, it doesn't matter for Spirit as he gets a kill into Lackey, leaving Movor alone, who is trying to find out his current location, and now he knows both players. Let's see if he can get the ninja defuse. Looks like neither player knows the location, but there we go. Shepard still has one grenade, and make sure that Reason Gaming is now free to free. So the Hungarians are tying up. But we are still early into this first half. And remember that ARMIA is on the better side, having to defend. Scales getting way too close to Mov over there, but also gets shot at from Camo. Lazy taking out Spirit. Povodox is trying to get the refrag. Can't find anybody, but gets himself into trouble. And we also have a fight going on in Central Garden. Lazy getting a kill. Traded by Gobox. 3 versus 4. And now Gobox is trying to go upstairs cafe. He was also shot at. And now Kema in a very, very good, but otherwise strong position. Almost getting taken down. And now Povodox trades his fallen teammate. We're in the 2 versus 3 now. Povodox going into Arch upstairs. Takes some damage, but now knows where the other defender is. However, Scales takes on the opportunity, and now he's looking for the A defender, but doesn't know that he's looking at both of them at the same time. Movor getting a kill. And now we're going to have to see what Povodox gets with this round. However, Movor make sure that he doesn't even touch that bomb site. Getting ARMIA the 4th round in a row. Grenades going out from one side. This time, again, no kills. And Gobox and the crew going on a very aggressive mission. Scales getting a grenade kill onto Fail. Now we're getting a bomb plant. Povodox trying to plant the bomb. Gets taken out by a straggling grenade. Now we have Kama doing that personally. However, Shepard takes him down before he can get anyone planting the bomb. Now the shotgun is getting close. Time for another round of trying to deny the bomb plant. However, Shepard successfully does it, and now Lazy tries to chase him, and now he's being chased himself by multiple Americans and gets taken out by Gobox in the end. Now Lackey is going to face one of the Americans very soon. And the question is, which one will see him first? Gobox goes down. He still has 2 more to go. It's 30 seconds. And he is unsuspecting of the enemy. That is Shepard going into Cafe for a superior position. Skills. Taking the bomb plant.
Allies
and
win.
Taking down Lucky with a headshot, making it 4-4. Once again, points are tied up on this very first match of this best of 3. Gobox again a bit faster. A little bit faster this round as Lazy is getting attacked by multiple Hungarians on Arch. Takes 2 of them down and Gobox gets in there to trade their teammates. However, that's still a 3 versus 4 situation left. Skills is very much expecting an enemy at the back of B. However, that enemy is very, very passive. Now we are seeing some slower gameplay as both sides are waiting for a frag. Gobox almost getting a shot, however, barely misses. And let's see how the grenades go onto B. That would have been very deadly if it went to the other side. However, that allows Skills to plant the bomb, and now ARMIA has to take the initiative. 50 seconds on the clock and 3 Americans to catch. As you can see, Skills is looking towards that spawn. Back. Now he has an unexpected visitor in the window. Shepard takes him down. And now Shepard getting a second one. Let's see how Gobox does here. Lackey is taken down and gets a jump. Gets the jump onto Fail. 5-4. Look at that. Very surprising frag. That is beautiful to see. First few grenades thrown out by Fail's teammates. However, no damage being taken by any of the Hungarians so far. So let's follow Spirit around, who is already going upstairs cafe. And unfortunately for Mavor, that attack was successful, and now Camo gets the refrag. As we are 4 on 4. Look at Shepard lurking into Central Garden. The only thing separating him from at least 3 opponents is just a single wall. Meanwhile, we have 2 Hungarians on A, trying to gather info. Gobox in the meanwhile takes down Kema. Goes upstairs cafe. And now we are seeing Hungarians pouring into the A side. Bomb is being planted. Lackey is taken down from Arch upstairs. And now Lazy and Fail will have to do this from middle. Fail going to cafe first. That is an unfortunate step that the Hungarians don't know about. We have a player in the corner. Gobox jumps out from behind the couch and takes down Fail. And now Lazy has to use the bomb in 30 seconds. However, Skills from under the table takes him down. And now it is 6-4. Now we are seeing at least 4 players towards A, and now we see Bovadox getting taken down very early into the round, and Lazy continuing the fragging. Kema with a third one. 2 Hungarians left, and we are only 20 seconds into the round. Skills and Spirit will have to try to salvage this, as they are slowly being surrounded by the Polish players. Skills taking down Mavor. Meanwhile, Kema is listening for the enemy. He doesn't know that both of them are there. Very, very close to him. See, Spirit is now gathering info. Where is Thompson? Get the frag, and there we go. With a headshot onto Kema. Finds himself a Car 98, which will help him in the long-range fights. Lackey, meanwhile, on the bottom. Cafe throws a grenade, but it doesn't find anybody. Skills is now planting the bomb with the bait. We almost get a successful bomb plant. However, Lazy from behind is getting chased by Spirit. However, it looks like the bait is unsuccessful, but Lazy is taken down by Spirit as a second That is getting there. And now looking for his last opponent. Lackey is
Axis
looking at the same side.
eliminated.
However, Spirit
Allies
clutches.
win.
Gets the last frag against Lackey, making it 7-4. The Hungarians are on a roll. 4 rounds in a row on the attack. Let's see how the last round goes. Hungarians in the lead. Once again going towards B. With Buttocks and Gobbox, the shotgun and the trumpet trying to get the enemy shotgun. Lazy gets a double kill there. Let's look at that. Didn't kill, however, there. That one needed 2 shots after all. Now Skills trying to find that shotgun. We're gonna find him as he's upstairs, and now we have Spirit left in the 1v4. Let's see if the legend can get 2 clutches, one after another. Tricking the enemy with the trigger discipline. There you go, gets a frag onto fail. However, the second enemy just went away. Now he spotted him, however, cannot get the frag with the pistol. There you go. And he jumps right into the grenade. Foiling the plan of the Hungarian. Camel takes him down, and the first half is 7-5 in the end. Let's see how fired up these guys are. There was only 3 people left that need to press that button. Both on the Hungarian side looks like they are talking strategy here. Looks like the last person is now ready as well, which means we are going into the second half of the first map and this best of 3. And we can see Reason Gaming is leading by 2 points.
Regroup!
Now ARMIA going with the default strategy, running down middle and then adapting to the situation as the round goes. While we're holding down any potential Hungarian aggression. But as you can see, the Hungarians are very defensive. Not going to push unnecessarily. Now Mauer is looking for footsteps. Here's a couple of them around the cafe area, relaying it to his teammates. And so he uses a smoke, which means we have B orb smoked out completely. Lackey on this pixel walk. Find some Hungarians soon as Gobbox hides into the building. Knows nothing about Lackey going upstairs. And now we have the upstairs arch completely captured by the Americans. Bomb is almost planted, however, in the end Lazy decided to just bait a couple of grenades out with that. And now there are no grenades left to play on either side. So now they're going to have to use their natural aim or bashing skills to make sure they get the victory. Do not fail. Having a fight over at piano. Pavlovs goes down. However, Spirit denies bomb plant at 10 seconds left. Camo and Lackey are getting frags. Skills is left in 1 versus 3. However, Lackey gets him as well. 7-6. The Polish group getting the first round of the second half. Skills looking down towards the B area. Sees fail, but however, he cannot get the kill. Fail is opting to look for A. He was looking at MG in Pava's direction, but Pavadox is looking at a very conservative angle. Once again, we are seeing the classic B arch smoke demonstrated by Mavor being thrown. Once again, it is used as bait. Scales going down on B, which means the B bomb site itself directly isn't covered by anyone. Spirit gets taken down, Gobbles gets a kill onto Lazy. And now Mavor is coming over to make sure that Garand isn't occupied. 39 seconds left. And now Pavadox is slowly being surrounded by Americans. There you go. Gets a very fast kill onto Kema. He doesn't know that the danger isn't over yet. As we have Lackey coming in as a second challenger. However, Pavadox from a different position. We are also hearing some kills on Gobbox. And now Pavadox getting the last frag from Lackey, 6-8. Hungary taking the lead on this match. Looks like we are in a timeout called in by none other than ARMIA, which means we will have ourselves a little break as well. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
No, sir!
Now, having discussed strategy, ARMIA and Reason Gaming are possibly looking at some new avenues to be played for the remainder of this match.
Regroup!
As we are in the second half, 8-6 as the Hungarian lead against the Polish crew. We are seeing once again a standard layout for the American side. Mavor choosing to go into the middle garden. Gives the information out that he is indeed there. Let's see if Spirit can catch him. He sees the head but doesn't get the frag. And get beat out for such a short period of time. Now their VR skills takes down Mavor. Pavadox continuing with a kill onto Kema. And we are seeing Fail trying to go into A house. Lazy is getting damaged. Gets taken down by Spirit. And we are left with two Americans trying to get into either bomb site. But right now, none of them are really close. As you see, Fail trying to look towards the back of B. He still should be looking at Pavlov's first, who's in the same position as last time. However, misses the shot, so he has to retreat. And now we are looking at this pixel peak. Fail gets taken down. Skills.
Allies eliminated.
Is the frag on him, and now Pavlovsk finishes the round with a kill on Tulaki, which means the 9-6 for Reason Gaming. See how these next few grenades go. There's no kills. However, there is some action coming. Gobox, the shotgun, taken down on B, and now Skills is over as well. Shepard could be the fourth person to go down. However, as he says, not as easily. Not yet. Shepard and Pavlovsk getting one kill each, and now turning the tides around. 2 versus 2. Very surprising turn of events. And Pavlovsk almost getting a kill. However, he has to retreat as the M1 Garand is very dangerous with that fire rate. Against the Core 98. And before he could get the frag, he just retreats. Very unfortunate timing. However, his teammate goes down, and now he's left in a 1 versus 2. The bomb is very close to being planted on B. And now they know where he is. Let's see if Pavlovsk can get this frag. No, he cannot. Trying to get out another shot. There we go. Pavlovsk goes down. Lecky gets the kill. 9-7. That would have been a great comeback after that 5 versus 2. However, it wasn't enough this time. Gobbles goes down to a grenade, and now Pavlovsk returns the favor onto Fail. Also, the first weapon-related kill goes to Lazy, catching Spirit off guard. And now Movor getting a kill onto Skills. 2 versus 4 already. Hungarian defenses are greatly reduced. Now we only have one person for each side. Shepard looking out for B, and now Pavlovsk looking out for A. However, this divided attention definitely will not help Pavlovsk in the upcoming seconds. We are seeing multiple people close in on the A bomb site. Pavlovsk is already in trouble as they know his location, thanks to a well-placed grenade. But he is looking at the right spot. However, not the right level. There's also some action on the B side, and both players get eliminated at a Polish kill, which means we are looking at 9-8, another ARMIA round. It seems that the timeout did help them. However, it seems we have no response from Reason Gaming just yet. Skills with the first flag. And Lazy. Shepard continuing. Lackey is out as well. Which means we have a shotgun, a scope, and a Thompson. And 2 Core 98s. The American side. They are looking over at Spawn. Spot Skills. However, Skills has a different surprise for him. 44 from his teammate. Denies Fail the kill that he needs. Now Fail is looking towards Pavlovsk's general direction, but Pavlovsk is wedged between the door. Now Kemo spots him and takes him down, which means A is now kind of vulnerable. However, we still have a scope watching it in the form of Skills. Tries to take down Camel, but the grenade just wasn't accurate enough. Now the Americans only have 30 seconds, and they are still undecided where to go. Spirit takes down Mavor. 2 versus 4. And now the Americans are trying to go for 8. However, Planter gets taken down, and now Shepard with another kill gets Kemo. Just like that. 10-8 for Hungarians. Let's see where the first grenades will lead us. This is looking like a very fast B push from the Americans. Lazy taking the lead. However, Gobox's shotgun is there to deny him the chance. And now we're seeing a crawling player. Skills is taken out from the back of B. And now Gobox doesn't suspect a thing. Now with good timing, Mover takes him down. Which means that B is now open to take, unless Spirit has something to say about that. The MP44 is dealing some hits, however, is not enough to take down 100 HP. And there we go, Kema tries to plant the bomb onto the ninja spot and takes the death. However, it wasn't for nothing as the bomb is planted just in time. Let's see how Spirit tries to detect the other players who are quite close, actually. Fail getting a kill.
Axis eliminated.
And now Mobile with a quick
Allies
double
win.
with the shotgun. Takes them down 10-9. ARMIA inching close. See Shepard this time. He goes into upstairs arch along with Gobox for backup. Meanwhile, the Americans are looking for the jump. Shepard takes down Fail. And now we see Kema going up for the more advanced parts of the jump. And he successfully gets the jump, which means he is about to go up and check out mid-garden. His teammates, however, are closing in on Arch. Doesn't see anybody as they are in the building itself upstairs. No one's watching the stairs. Sees Lackey, gets the kill. And now things get very chaotic. Gobox is not trying to get a kill. Mobor takes down Shepard as Gobox was able to kill him the first time. However, the Polish shotgun is now out of commission. And he sees the next player trying to get a bomb plant. However, you see Lazy going to the back of B. Gamma in the meanwhile is going to meet up very soon with an angry Pavadox. Watching right out the window, gets the frag, and now this leaves Lazy and 1 versus 3. Every single eye is looking at him from the different windows, and Gobbos gets a quick frag, and 11-9. Reason Gaming gets another point, and they only need 2 more to close out this map. There we go, Pavadox. A quick frag, however, a grenade finds him. So now we're looking at a 4 versus 4. Defense is now on the run. The numbers are thin. MP44 in hand, Spirit dies to a Mavor shotgun. And now the top of Cafe is completely exposed for the American aggression. You see Gobble's trying to alleviate the situation, and there we go. That is an unlucky situation. Half HP on the first shot. However, along with skills, they make this a 2 versus 2. But they just don't know about that cheeky player on B side yet. Along with the sniper coming up from the bottom of Cafe. Could prove very dangerous. However, Gobox knows about it and jumps on him. There's a frag 2 versus 1. Lackey is the last one standing. He's got 45 seconds. However, before he plants the bomb. He takes Gobox out, jumps out the
Allies
window,
eliminated.
skills with the
Axis
M1 Garand. Takes down Lackey 12-9, which is a map point. Ladies and gentlemen. Skills once again taking a very cautious approach to that middle section. Defending it right from their spawn. Shepard spawning a person, however that grenade forces him to retire upstairs. As his teammate is being overrun on the plant and he goes down to a grenade along with Pavadox, which leaves us with a 3 versus 5. Lower is already planning the bomb. Takes out his teammate instead. Shepard is now jumping out of the window. With Fail looking over that bomb. Spirit is trying to lurk, however, Lackey was already expecting that. Shepard is taken down. Shepard is taking down Mavor. And now we have only one Hungarian left in the form of Shepard, who is flying down from upstairs. However, he's there. He used that to his advantage, and we have 12-10.
Follow me!
We are seeing 3 American players going towards B side. Kema is already on the outer wall of the map. Slowly but surely creeping up on the bomb site. That is being shelled by multiple American grenades, and we see Mavor with his stealthy crawling once again. Spirit takes down Kema with a trusty headshot from the MP44. Shepard doesn't expect Mavor's push, which means he's going down 4 versus 4, and the archway is now completely exposed. Looks like the Americans are going for a couple of spot nades. We're continuing on to the side. This could prove dangerous to Spirit. However, it only damages him. Minus 79. But they already know that there's a German soldier in upstairs cafe. Lucky meanwhile has cleared the cellar. Level stick now lazy, and Lackey is also going down by Skills' hand. B4 is now looking for the MP44, which finds him instead. And now he's going to jump on the sandbag and use it to plant the bomb onto Ninja, but doesn't have enough time to jump out of its way, which means 13-10 is how we finish Karantan. Hungarians taking the lead 1-0 in this best of 3. What is going to happen next? As we are going towards Tujane, a much faster map by default. Looks like they are requesting a 5-minute break, which means that you, the viewers, and I, as the caster, have a bit of time ourselves, which you definitely should use, as I will do so myself. We'll be right back. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second map of Reason Gaming versus ARMIA. We have just experienced a 13-10 victory in Quarantine. Reason Gaming closed out our game. However, we are still waiting a bit. One player missing on the Reason Gaming side. We had a bit of a break with the players, both teams opting for a 10-minute break. But now we're looking for 6 more players to press up so we can continue the match on the second map, which will be Tujane. All players are now ready, so we are continuing the match. 13-10 first map on Quarantine. Gaming is going 1-0 so far. Well, let's see what they can do in Tujane defense. First follow is Lazy. He's going up with the middle section. Failed finding the spirit as the first frag. However, Kemo also gets skills. You're seeing some action on A top. Shepard almost going down. However, minus 90 is just barely not enough for a kill. However, Gobox finds Schema, which is a tiny bit of retribution for the fallen teammates. 4 versus 3, however. Lazy was in the smoke, taking down Gobox with him. 4 versus 2 situation. We have 1 Axis defender per side. And now to Shepard. Doing a quick peek of middle and fighting Lazy. He's also going to find another player coming towards A. Shepard in a bit of trouble, is now heading towards middle instead. Real Lackey is trying to take him out. Unfortunately, doesn't get the kill. And now Shepard can relay the information that they're trying to plant the bomb on A. Which means we have now info of everyone on the map. Paradox left as the only soldier. As Fail takes down Shepard. Let's see how the Hungarian does this 1 versus 3. Sees the first one, misses the shot. And now this is the relocation from Fail, which makes ARMIA the winner of the first round. There we go. Spirit using the sniper on a bomb site. Gobox getting the first kill. Lazy dies to his grenade. Skills going up to a top. Spirit finds a frag onto Fail, which means ARMIA is now down a scope. 3 versus 5 already. And the British are now looking towards the central section of the map. Not quite sure if Kemo just spotted the player there, however, we saw a glimpse of skills in that little corner. And now Kemo and Mabur are going down. Spirit
Axis win.
Finishes this round 1-1 is our score of 2 games so far. Let's see how the third round goes, as we see 4 British players going for A, which they're looking at a big rush. Skills is handling situation perfectly as he's getting the second kill, gets the third kill. Come over Lazy and Lackey. Going down to that MP44, and now we have a single scalp left. Trying to defuse the situation. Failed, has already started fragging. He has taken down Pavadox. And now, from the safety of his own spawn, is trying to get a second one in the bag. Garen's moving around looking for clues as to where he could be. However, he is not giving out any signs just yet. Slowly creeping towards A side, where his teammates died. Hopefully he can get a second weapon.
Allies
However,
eliminated.
not before Skills gets the
Axis
kill on to
win.
him, just ending it with a 4K 2-1. Nicely done by Skills. What a round from the MP player. And after that round, it seems that the British are now going towards the B-long area. Two players already having crossed that deadly A-top crossfire. And now, their first shots from Shepard have already arrived, and he has already killed Lazy. Sees Mobor jumping down. He is now retreating back towards the spawn, relocating to A or middle. Skills in the meanwhile getting a nasty headshot onto Camel. 2 versus 4. Now our current situation, however, Gobbox goes down. Lackey finds the shotgun. Trying to go to B long. Small conflict from TDM to B. Nobody get damaged at all. However, Scales is looking for a crossfire on the middle. Mover is going down, leaving Lackey alone. He's got 1 minute to go, however. It seems to be a question as to what he wants to do. As he was going down. And now we have 36 seconds on the clock. Looking down towards middle, trying to find an enemy. However, nobody is peeking him, as they are on the defensive. However, he did see a glimpse of somebody, and he now does have a hunch. Spots a second player. Now he knows two of their locations. Now Blackie is taken on by Shepard from B. And the Gears are now leading 3-1. And again, it seems that ARMIA thinks that B is now a better bomb site to attack. Spirit is coming here. He takes down Lazy. With Shepard continuing on to kill with scope. And there we go. We are seeing 3 grenade kills right after each other. With a highlight from Spirit just throwing the nade there and waiting for it to explode. Seeing that
Allies eliminated.
completely
win.
defenseless in that situation. No matter what he would have done, he would have died regardless. And with a very quick round from Reason, we are looking at 4-1 already. Very early on. It seems that the Bulgarians are very brave on this one. Mobber taking on Gobbox. Scales straight to the frag. 4 versus 4. You're looking at Shepard's POV right now. However, you can see more action on the other side of the map. Spirit having a fight with the others. There's a tag on him, and then he also tags somebody. However, fail after getting 2 kills. Puts his team in a 4 versus 2. And you can see that grenade was the one that killed Shepard in the end. Fortunately, we will have to look at this, as Lazy is now getting very, very close to B side. Trying to take down Skills. And now Pavadox, after getting a kill onto Camel, loses his only teammate. 1 versus 3 with 1 player on C. Hopefully, this could be salvaged in some way by the Hungarian, and let's see how he does it. He has 1 grenade, 1 Car 98, but nothing else so far. He's thrown a grenade. It's going to be dodged. The teammates have spotted it. Now he's being watched from all kinds of directions. Pavadox trying to fly down to middle. However, he doesn't get the frag and now gets killed by Daisy, making it a 4-2. ARMIA getting the second round on the board, ending the 4-round streak of Reason Gaming. This time we have seen Skills absolutely Cam Waiting to see the first seconds of the round and gets taken down by an instant headshot from Mavor. Now Gobox and Shepard returning the favor. 4 versus 3. Very early on we are seeing some kills. Pavadox as well taking the Lackey. And with the only British soldiers left on the spawn, Kema takes down Pavadox with the last grenade that his team had on hand. He is now looking towards the bug area. Doesn't see anyone there. However, he may run into trouble. Gobox is heading towards the same place. But Gobox gets injured. And now Kema is taking him down. 2 versus 2. Spirit opting to go for B rooftop. While his teammate could be looking at some trouble. Spirit still looking towards the spawn. Almost finds an opponent. However, Kema is there as a substitute and now kills him instead. 2 versus 1, leaving Fail alone. The Polish scope still has a chance, however, it is quite slim as he has 25 seconds. And he still needs to plant the bomb. And now he's on B rooftop, trying to get over to the bomb site in time. Falls down to the rooftop. And now he needs to rush over as he's on the bomb site. Sees Shepard's crosshair. And now 5-2 is our score, with Reason Gaming taking this round in the last few seconds. Once again, we are seeing instant aggression going towards B. 4 of the British players moving there. Fail, staying on spawn, catches skills. Shepard killing him over in the process with a grenade, and now Gobox could be in trouble as he sees 2 British players coming towards him with a 3rd watching over. He tries to run back. Fail. Possibly looking at Pavadox, who is retreating to the safety of that bomb tree. Now the first few bullets are being shot towards B site, finding nobody in the process. However, now they know that there's an enemy at the truck already. And now Shepard takes down Fail. The sniper is out of commission for the round. Spirit trying to help from the spawn, or it doesn't find anyone. And now sees Gobox and Shepard going down. It's a 2 versus 3 situation. Hungarians have thin numbers. And now Lazy knows that somebody is on the other side of these tank tracks. However, Spirit's positioning does help him find the enemy as Lazy goes down. However, Kema was in a good position. We're watching the area. Pavadox on the middle jump.
Explosives planted!
Here's the footsteps. However, he can't get the frag. Let's see if he can fly as he did a couple of rounds ago. And now the 2 Polish players are holding the crossfire. No matter where Pavadox goes, the other one will see what he's doing. And Lackey instead, waiting for his team, and takes him down at 5-3. Still, we have a Hungarian lead. However, this round proves that ARMIA is still a force to consider. And now, going on with a different approach. Fail dies to a very aggressive Shepard grenade. Going right into their spawn even. And now we are seeing some mix-up. Pavadox going back to B. Waiting for somebody to get on the B truck. And he's going to see somebody real soon. If Lazy decides to go right. However, Spirit has also died to a headshot from Kema. These are clear numbers, even on both sides. Kema trying to bait. find a hit. However, didn't see anything. And now goes the rooftop. Lazy as well, putting down some shots. Did not find anything either. However, Kemo did find Shepard in his crosshairs. Pressed the left button and then Shepard went down. Lazy going up to C. It gets spotted by Skills, who's now turned the battle back into a 3 versus 3. Let's see if that grenade lands well. Now, Skills had to jump out, gets again to Lazy. However, Lackey is there to finish the job. Pavdoks goes down as well. 3 versus 1 situation for the Hungarian shotgun of Gobox.
Explosives planted!
Will now have to meet a few responses in the middle and doesn't get the kill. Minus 33 with 4 pellets. Definitely not enough. So Kemo finishes him off, making it a 5-4. Looks like the Hungarian advantage is slowly going away as they are only 1 point in ARMIA. Spirit, with the early aggression on the scope, gets taken out by a random grenade. Puts the team at a disadvantage very early. Pavdoks stays down Lazy, however, Kemo did a quick kill into Gobox. Shepard watching close by. Doesn't see anyone in the middle section, but sees a person on garage rooftop. Doesn't find the shot, but at least the teammates know. Now we have a rooftop to look out for. And now randomly Shepard goes down to a headshot of Kemo, putting Skills under pressure as he is being pushed by multiple British players. He doesn't know about the other one coming from the center of the map, but he does look for the safety of the bomb plant, which is not enough against Lackey, making Pavdoks the only player left. Over down Garrus gets a very nice headshot, and now he has to look out for 2 enemies. One of them being very close to him. Tries the flick shot, however, didn't get the kill. He sees the... Wait, he didn't see the enemy.
Explosives planted!
Very unfortunate moment, but it seemed that he did in the end. Look out for him. Well, the problems don't end there, as he has 45 seconds with a bomb plant. Lackey and the B truck in a very, very good position. However, this allows Pavdoks to get closer to the bomb. Now let's see what Pavdoks does with this. He sees the enemy, but cannot get the kill. And now he switched weapons. Pavdoks is trying to get a kill.
Allies
Get
win.
the bomb defusal. However, Lackey with the MP44 just finishes the job 5-5. They are now tied in points, which means that ARMIA's attacks are now more effective than ever. And there is no Hungarian response just yet. This time Pavdoks is rushing down mid, gets the kill, gets the information to Skills, who then finishes Lazy off. And now the British are 2 men down. Let's see how Pavdoks continues the frag. Very nice headshot onto Mavor. And we're looking at 2 versus 4 Gobox, relaying information that there is somebody in the smoke. Takes down Kemo, leaves us Lackey as the sole player for ARMIA. He takes down Spirit, he was trying to jump the middle. Shepard is also going down to that car 98. And now he needs 1 more kill. And he could go either bomb site, as the players themselves are pretty much spread out, trying to cover every single major area of the map. Lackey opting to go for the rooftop area of the map. slowly clearing every angle. However, we do see a tricky, sneaky skills
Allies
from
eliminated.
spawn.
Axis.
Clears up the stairs, takes him down, which means we have a 6-5. One more round to end up the first half, and it seems that the Hungarians are now leading by 1 point. As usual, ARMIA is now taking towards B. Golden stays down the scope. Means ARMIA cannot use the binocular weapon anymore. Lazy, throwing down the nade to B. That could be very deadly for the player. However, Gobox only receives 74 damage. A few seconds of silence as nobody is moving. Everybody's just waiting for the other side to make a mistake. However, the British have to take the initiative as their time is running against them. There we go, 3 versus 4 as Povodox and Shepard go down. And now we have Wild Gobox cornered on the B side. Gets taken down by Lazy. 4 versus 2. Spirit trying to get a frag with the scope. Trying to get anyone. Tries to flick, fails it, and gets it the second time. Meanwhile, we have Skills trying to get on B long. Dodging Lackey in the process. And now we have Movor making steps so that Skills knows he is supposed to look out for B. And there we go, Movor with a jump. Just takes down Skills immediately, leaving Spirit alone in 1 versus 3. And he doesn't know what to do anymore, so he just no-scopes Lazy in the process. 25 seconds on the clock. He needs to move very quickly on the bomb if he wants a chance of winning this round. Movor baiting the few rounds.
Axis eliminated.
And then kills
Allies
Spirit,
win.
making it 6-6. A very, very even first half of this match. We're looking for 1 player. And now 0 to continue the match. 5 more seconds, and we are going to see the first leading attack onto Jane. After a successful 13-10 on the first map, Reason Gaming is now looking to hopefully close it out. However, ARMIA shows that they are very strong on this map. So hopefully the Polish people are going to rejoice onto Jane. But there's still a lot to go. However, we are seeing at least 3 kills from ARMIA in the process. Leaving an M1 Garand and the Liam field for the British side. And now Skills is the only one left. Trying to go B rooftop. However, they are going to look at his position from many angles. But before that, he takes down Fail. And now looking and moving towards Lazy's crosshairs. Could be meeting up with him very soon. Here's the footsteps. And is now heading towards him, as he is likely isolated from the rest.
Allies
And then Lazy taking him down after he sees the weapon of the crawling person. 7-6 is our new score. Hungarian players are rushing towards A. Very aggressive push. And there is nobody to defend. However, Spirit still dies on middle, as we are seeing some skirmishes. middle section of the map. Shepard instead opting to run away from the situation to help the teammates on the bomb plant. Middle itself is completely smoked down, so he will not be able to help there, but at least he can make sure that nobody's going from the spawn. And now Shepard takes down one person on C. And now Mobor is trying to go towards the bomb site, gets taken down along with Kema, and now Lucky is the last person standing with it in 17 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have much.
Axis eliminated.
Not a lot of a chance. However, he could have saved his weapon. Instead, gets taken out by Pavadox. 7-7 is our current score. Another kill from Spirit, leaving the Polish crew in a 4 versus 5. Lazy going down, and now we see 2 quick kills. Fail and Lackey returning the favor, 3 versus 3. Now 2 of the defenders are looking towards B, one of them going down to a grenade, which leaves us with Fail giving a headshot on Skills. 2 versus 2 is our new situation. Spirit heading over to the other side of the sandbags rooftop area. Looks through those small holes in the sandbags. However, there is nobody there. Now the 2 players of the British team are looking over the last few corners of the bomb plant before trying to decide where to go. Pavadox is slowly waiting, trying to hear something over on the spawn area. However, instead goes for a grenade, gets 75 damage. Not quite enough, but at least useful information that the only player left is now on A.
Explosives planted!
Camera rotating over the B tank. Needs to find the last 2 players.
Axis eliminated.
Spirit finds his
Allies
head
win.
instead. 8-7. Losing gaming once again, taking the lead. Let's see if the Hungarians still have the momentum. Not successfully, almost successfully. Correct. Trying to go over to B, however, Spirit was too fast for him. And now we have 1 player over on B, getting taken down by Pavadox. Which makes B completely exposed. And now Shepard thinning the A player's numbers as well. 2 quick kills. Leaves us with Lazy and a 1 versus 4. Looking down middle. Looks for Bug's safety. Hunker is down behind the wall. Looking to see any more British people want to peek him. 49 seconds left. Skills.
Allies win.
Peeks him. Gets the kill. And goes 9-7 with Reason Gaming. Once again, the Hungarians are opting for an E-oriented push very early in the round. Scales already knows 1 player is on Palm Tree, the other one behind the bomb plant. However, he doesn't want to peek anymore as he knows he's being looked at very aggressively by multiple people. Spirit takes down 1 player, loses his teammates in the process, and now only has himself and the scope to finish off the round against 3 Axis players. Slowly going up to B tank. Nobody knows he's there, thanks to the smoke on middle. Going up B stairs. He is still looking toward the middle area when he should be worried More about the center of the map and a corner. And now all three people know where he is. And the Axis players are letting him plant the bomb. And then they will start slowly encircling him. One player is already going down the B in the alleyway. The other one on the rooftop. And we have a third person going to spawn. There you have it. The encircle is almost done. However, we find Spirit very fast, defusing the bomb with 30 seconds on the clock. This makes it a very clear 9-8.
Explosives diffused. Axis win.
Mavor getting a Liam field for his shotgun as well, so that means Mavor is going to be very dangerous from now on. Making himself a viable opponent in both close and long range. Pavadox gets the first kill. Kema is going down. Pavadox gets a second one. And he's looking at a possible third as he is fighting Lazy on a rooftop. Let's see if he gets the frag. Mavor is getting taken down by a skills grenade. And now the last two players of ARMIA are fighting with B rooftops.
Explosives planted!
Spirit watching over from garage. Throwing a grenade. Doesn't land on anybody.
Axis eliminated.
And
Allies
then we
win.
see Pavadox and Shepard closing up the round 10-8. 3 more rounds to go for a win. For 5 more rounds. For a third map. Gobox with a grenade kill onto Lazy. Which means we're already looking at one less attacker. On the British side, that is a very good kill on the smoke. Just randomly shooting into it. Gobox finds fail. And now Pavadox continuing the fragging. Skills also died in the process. 4 risks still. Hungarians with the advantage. Pavadox gets another kill. Kama is the last
Eliminated.
person to
Allies
fall with a
win.
headshot before Jackson dies to a rifle of Spirit. Now it's 11-8, and we are seeing a timeout called in by ARMIA once again. Looks like the Polish team wants to go over the tactics once again, make sure that defense is impenetrable for the remainder of the match. The room for error is very small now, as Reason Gaming only needs 2 more points to win the map and the series. And ARMIA needs at least 4 more, if not 5, if they want to keep themselves alive. And I'm sure they would rather be looking at 5 more points instead of a potential overtime. Until then, let's look at the stats for just a bit. Both Reason Gaming and ARMIA are on 17 kills max. Skills and Camo being the top players for the team. And then you have Reason Gaming with 2 players on 16 kills, Pavadox and Shepard. With Spring following up close on 15 and Gobox with 11. That is very surprising on the Hungarian shotgun. And then on ARMIA we see Camo with 17, Fail at 12, Lucky and Lazy at 11, and Mavor with 7 kills in total. And now we only have 1 player who needs to press F so we can continue, and this person is Mavor. And let's see if they still want to talk strategy, or do they want to continue? It seems like they do want to continue. And so we are off to the races after the first timeout onto Jane. Let's hope that ARMIA can close it up. So we can look at least an 11-11. Or it could be that Reason Gaming finds their holy grail and gets the last 2 points, securing victory in this best of 3. Now Fail still over on their spawn. Looking over to the rooftops, doesn't see anybody so far, but has a very good vantage point through the smoke. However, that smoke is now gone, along with his view. So he just turns over to B site. We could be looking at skills potentially if he comes any further. Shepard, meanwhile, takes down Kema. 5 versus 4. We see a grenade being thrown. The back of B. There we go. 2 good grenade kills on Reason. Opening up the B site a little bit. But they still didn't know about Lackey hiding in the back of the truck. Who is going to come out, get a kill with the skills. Failing the second shot so far, but he still has a chance. He's got 10 HP. This is another shot, but has valuable information in this 1 versus 3. And Spirit gets the kill, making it 12-8, which means Reason Gaming is at map and match point at the same time. ARMIA now needs at least 4 points to keep themselves in the fight, get into overtime. And they are not afford to make any mistakes anymore. You see 3 ARMIA players getting hit already in the first few seconds. However, Lucky is the first one to get a kill onto Gobox following up 4 versus 4. Hungarian aggression is followed up by Polish aggression. You see Lucky going down and killing Gobox. ARMIA in a clear man advantage so far, making the Hungarians slow down and reevaluate their steps for the remainder of this round. Spirit, with his scope, checking out B site, sees that nobody is behind that tank, and now is looking towards that back truck. However, Fail from the other direction takes him down 2 versus 4. And now we see the last 2 players coming over to B as well. Fail looking over the B corridor. Spots 1 player, takes down skills. Shepard, the last one, gets taken away. Come on, 9-12. 3 more rounds to go for ARMIA if they want to continue. Or 1 more for Reason to close out the series. There it is, the first grenades went out, and Mollor goes down to 50 HP. Still taking down 1 ARMIA player. And now, everyone is spread out. Reason Gaming going for a slower gameplay. Shepard taking down Lackey. You have 3 ARMIA players remaining all over the place. And now Lazy is dying to a grenade. 2 versus 5. Things are looking dire for the Polish, but Kema is still keeping the fight alive and the dream of winning against Reason as he kills Spirit. The bomb is being planted. 4 versus 2, and now it's a 4 versus 1. Mower is the only one left with just a shotgun and no rifle. And there we go. Shepard finishes the series. Mover goes down. 13-9 is our score in the second map, which means Reason Gaming wins the series 2-0. What a game. You would have thought that ARMIA could have come back, but instead Reason Gaming just found the whole